Let me ask you something real quick. When was the last time you actually enjoyed being alone? Not because you were lonely, not because nobody wanted you around, but because being by yourself felt better than being in a crowd. If that hits close to home, this video is going to make a lot of things click for you. Because psychology says something that almost nobody talks about. People who go through life with few or no friends are not broken. They are not antisocial. And they are absolutely not failures. Their minds simply work differently. And once you understand how, you'll never see yourself the same way again. Number 1. Your standards for people are almost impossibly high. Most people walk into a room and think, how many friends can I make tonight? You walk in and think, is there even one person here worth talking to? That's not arrogance. That's discernment. Research in social psychology shows that as a person's self-awareness grows, their tolerance for fake behavior collapses. The more you understand yourself, the less patience you have for people who are performing instead of being genuine. You can feel it immediately. The forced laugh, the compliment that doesn't quite land right, the smile that doesn't reach the eyes. Your brain flags it, and suddenly the whole conversation feels like a waste of time. So you pull back. Not because you hate people, but because being surrounded by the wrong people feels lonelier than being alone. Wait, pause for a second. Have you ever walked away from a social event feeling more drained than when you arrived? Keep that thought, because what comes next explains exactly why. Number 2. Your nervous system treats social interaction like a workout. Here's something most people never consider. Not everyone's brain handles social situations the same way. For some people, the extroverts being around others is like charging a battery. Energy flows in. For you, every conversation, every social gathering, every group chat, it costs you something. Psychologists call this high social sensitivity. Your brain doesn't just process conversations on the surface. It goes deep. You're reading body language, tracking emotional shifts, noticing what's not being said, analyzing tone, motive, meaning all at the same time. That's not weakness. That's your brain doing significantly more work than average. And when it's done, it needs to rest. So when you disappear after a social event, when you cancel plans to recharge, when you just need a day completely alone that isn't you being difficult, that is your brain recovering from a heavy lift. Number 3. You don't just want conversation, you want connection. And there is a massive difference between the two. Conversation is how was your weekend, what did you watch, did you see what she posted? Connection is what actually scares you, what are you chasing, what keeps you up at night? You don't do small talk. Not because you're rude, but because your brain simply doesn't engage with it. There's no depth, no substance, nothing to hold on to. Research confirms that people with deeper cognitive processing, meaning people who think more thoroughly and carefully consistently, prefer fewer, more meaningful relationships over a large circle of surface-level ones. You'd rather have one conversation that changes how you think than 100 that you forget by Tuesday. That's rare, that's a gift, and most people you meet won't be able to match it. Here's the thing nobody tells you, and this might be the most important part of this entire video. The loneliness you feel isn't because you can't connect. It's because you're refusing to settle for connections that feel hollow. That is a completely different problem, and it has a completely different solution. Number 4. You've learned to be your own source of everything. Validation, entertainment, motivation, peace. Most people need a group to feel those things. You've built them internally. Psychology calls this low social dependency, and it is genuinely one of the most powerful psychological traits a person can have. You don't spiral when you're alone. You don't need constant reassurance that you're doing okay. You don't require an audience to feel like your life has value. You create, you think, you grow quietly, privately, on your own terms. To other people, this looks like you're distant, cold, uninterested. But what they're actually seeing is someone who has developed a complete inner world, someone who is entirely capable of sitting with their own thoughts without running from them. That's not something most people can do, and most people never will. Number 5, you've been burned and your brain remembers. This one is important, and it deserves to be said with honesty. If you've spent long stretches of your life without close friends, there's a very good chance that at some point someone broke your trust. Hard. Maybe it was a friendship that turned to betrayal. Maybe it was childhood. Maybe you were surrounded by people who took more than they gave and left you with less than you started. Neuroscience shows that when trust is broken in a significant way, the brain actually rewires itself. It becomes more protective, more observant, more careful. You don't just let people in anymore. You watch first. You test not consciously, but instinctively. You look for cracks in the story, inconsistencies in behavior. Psychologists call this a trust threshold. It's not paranoia. It's your brain doing exactly what it was designed to do, protect you from repeating a painful experience. The result? Your circle is small, but the people who make it through, they're the real ones. So here's what all of this adds up to. You are not broken. You are not antisocial. You are not someone who failed at friendship. You are someone with a deeply sensitive inner world, a high standard for authenticity, a brain that works harder than most, and a history that taught you to be careful with who you trust. Those aren't flaws. They are the marks of someone who has paid attention to their life. The world will keep telling you that you need more friends, more connections, more people around you. But maybe, just maybe, what you actually need is the right ones. One real friend who gets you completely is worth 100 acquaintances who never will. And until that person shows up, the relationship you're building with yourself is the most important work you can do. Don't rush it. If this video made you see yourself differently, even slightly, that's not an accident. Subscribe, because the next video might answer a question about yourself you didn't even know you were asking.